Yeah.
Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. In a much hyped press conference today, Rahul Gandhi alleged that someone was carrying out voter deletions targeting Congress strongholds. Now, this was his second explosive press conference, and he made allegations of vote chori and theft. And today he claimed that millions of voters across India have been targeted for deletion in a centrally coordinated scam, but he stopped short of releasing what he earlier promised would be a hydrogen bomb of evidence. Now, instead, Rahul Gandhi said his team was still preparing to drop that bomb and that everything presented so far was 100% bulletproof proof. Now, and I'm going to quote what exactly he said, that he's not going to say anything on this stage that is not backed up by 100% proof. Now, he also said that while starting the press conference, and concluded it by saying that hydrogen bomb is coming and preparations are underway. But what are the key takeaways from today's press conference? The first point that he stressed on was the voter deletion attempts in Congress strong booths. Now, he alleged that voter deletions are not random, but specifically target booths were where Congress leads. Now, he took the example of Aland constituency of Karnataka, where he claimed that there was an attempt to delete 6,018 votes, likely a fraction of the actual number. He cited the case of a woman named Godabai, whose name was allegedly used to create fake logins to delete 12 voters without her knowledge. Then the second point he raised was about fake logins, suspicious numbers, and automated tools. Now, Rahul Gandhi presented slides claiming to show fake logins and mobile numbers from outside Karnataka used in the deletion process. He cited one person, name of a person called Surikant, who allegedly deleted 12 voters in 14 minutes and brought both him and one of the deleted voters, Babita Chaudhary, on stage. So on stage, he got evidences like these. Then there was another example of a man called Nagaraj who allegedly filed two deletion forms in just 38 seconds. And this was at 4:07 a.m., which Rahul Gandhi called humanely impossible. Then he also spoke about a centralized call center like operation. He alleged that a centralized software based operation, possibly run out of a call center, is behind voter deletions. The same mobile number was allegedly used to file applications in multiple states, and the system was built to manipulate both voter deletions and additions. Then he also spoke about that EC ignored 18 letters from Karnataka CID. He accused Ganesh Kumar of shielding those behind the scam. He claimed that Karnataka CID wrote 18 letters over 18 months seeking information related to the voter deletion scam, but the election commissioner never responded. Uh, and what he spoke about was that the demand of the Karnataka CID was on three counts. They had asked election commission to give them the destination IPs, the device destination port, and OTP trails. And he said that had we got that, we could have got to the bottom of this scam. Then he also gave the example of Rajura constituency in Maharashtra, where about 6,850 votes were added, not deleted. So, likewise, he's pointed out at a very coordinated, centralized, software oriented scam. So, I thought of speaking to a renowned technical expert who's been a consultant in the Obama administration as well. Uh, Thank you so much, Madhav Arvind Deshpande, for joining on the Federal. It's a real pleasure having you on the program. And I would like to begin by asking you that this evidence which has been alleged by Rahul Gandhi, can it really happen in reality? Where he's talking about a centralized call center and a software which is centrally designed to perpetrate this kind of a vote theft.
Yes, absolutely. Let's be clear of about a few things in terms of um, what we can call as technical architecture of the whole vote and voter related data. So the as we know, the Election Commission of India has a website. They also have a web server. A server that is web server is a server that can be accessed from web. It's called a server because it serves the or responds to the requests that come from the clients. The computers and these cell phones and tablets and what have you, they connect to a given server. They are called clients. And the client will initiate a query, it will initiate a question to which the server will respond. That's why it is called a server. It serves as a response to the query. Now, every web server, and particularly every sensitive web server, has what is called as a firewall. It may not be only one firewall, it could be multiple firewalls. Apart from the firewall of the server itself, there are external firewalls that are implemented, which are hardware, specific hardware and software based. Let us not go into all those details. But what these firewalls basically do, as any firewall does, what does a firewall in a normal life do? It stops the fire from spreading further. That's why it is called a firewall. So, in the case of the firewall for a server, what it does is does not allow nefarious connections, malicious connections to get into the server, because malicious connections can uh, disrupt your data. They can destroy your data. They can change. They can do a whole lot of things. They can steal your data. So these firewalls, how do they detect whether some connection, any connection, is malicious or it is not malicious? It basically, the firewall collects some generic data from any connection. So that is the timestamp, the action that is requested, whether it is requesting for some data, whether it is wants to upload some data, or whatever. So the action, the protocol that it uses, that which means basically it's kind of a language that it will use, and the port to which it attaches. So every like we have ports on the land or sea, the server also has ports through which these connections are made. So it keeps asks which port it is coming from. Then it asks which is the source IP address. Now, IP address is unique. Whether it is a static or dynamic, I'm not going to go into the details of what is a static and dynamic IP address, but at one point in time, given point in time, even if it is a dynamic address, it will be only one in the entire world. Globally, it is one. So and this receives that address. However, as the signal goes from, let's say, your cell phone to the server, there are certain hops. They are called hops, which are static. So, for example, if I am a Geo subscriber or I'm an Airtel subscriber, Airtel will service me through static addresses. So, if I'm in Pune and I'm in a particular location in Pune, that location will have a port which will have a static IP address. So, when somebody gets that address, some server gets that address, they will know that, okay, this connection came through this area, and this is a generic information that is stored. And then again, destination IP, where does it want to go inside the server? Does it want to
Right.
go into an area which is not supposed to, it's not supposed to go?
Right.
This is what the generic
So the
information.
point is, that the Karnataka CID asked for these three, the information on these three counts: the destination IP, the device destination port, and OTP trails. So my point is that if at all Gyanesh Kumar or the CEC would have responded on this, would it have been possible for Congress or Rahul's team to get to the bottom of this vote theft? That how it has
Absolutely.
happened.
Absolutely. And that is exactly how CID operates. How do they unearth scams that happen
Hmm.
over the mobile phones, these so-called digital lockdowns, on or whatever what they do? How do they unearth that? It is
No, but
through these IP
I'm
addresses.
surprised. What does it look like? Is Election Commission really aware that this kind of a vote theft is happening? Now, repeatedly, Rahul Gandhi has pointed out that there is a force which is working on this, and there's a centralized force. Now, what is that centralized force, according to you? As a technical expert, if you have seen Rahul Gandhi's press conference, what would you
I
really
have.
say he has pointed it out?
I have. See, I'll tell you something even more funny. Immediately following Rahul Gandhi's press conference,
Hmm.
Election Commission released a press note saying
Yes,
that this is
it's
not.
fake.
I mean, this
Yes,
is fake. Public at large cannot do this. This actually puts them even in a darker spot, because now they themselves are saying that if this has been done, it has been done by people who have been authorized by the election commission.
Hmm.
If it was to, if deletion was possible for by the look by any public, then they could have at least, uh, जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं पतली गली से निकल जाना, they could have saved themselves saying that, you know what, we are not aware, somebody
Yes.
has done it. Now they themselves have said that public cannot delete. And according to their manual, if I am right, it is the section 20. Just give me a second, I'll tell you
Yes.
what that section is. Section 20.3.6 of the Manual of Electoral Roll says that application on Form 6 and 7 can be made online by a voter, and the actual deletion is done by the ERO.
Right.
Which means, see, what is ERO for a computer system? It's not a person, it's a user ID and a password.
Yes.
Now, if I am the ERO and you are my good friend and I share my user ID and password with you, you can log into that system. What you do
Right.
thereafter is not under my control. I'm telling you this not as a possible scenario here. I'm saying this is easily possible because computer systems recognize by user ID and passwords.
Right. No, but what I want to ask you, Arvind, and that's something which is very important from the point of view of a layman who doesn't understand too many technical details. Now, Rahul Gandhi has spoken about voter deletions, that A's vote has been deleted, B's vote has been deleted, and both of them don't know, but one of their mobile numbers has been used. Now, this looks very mysterious. How can this really happen? And I mean, what is the process? According to you, what is this process? Is there something which is very mysterious? Is it something which the election commission is really hiding, though they know about the process and they don't want to divulge? What does it look like to you?
See, I have two views on this. One is that I do not know whether they are hiding anything or not. But I definitely know as a conscientious citizen, as an informed citizen, that they have to know. Whether they know or not, I do not know. But as a custodian of the electoral roll and of the all the voter data, it is their duty, it is their responsibility to know about all that is happening. If they don't know, then they are not doing their duty. One,
No,
this is
but
one
like
thing I know.
Rahul
So
Gandhi,
let me complete the
right?
other part is, you don't have to go far to understand all this. We know that SIM cards are cloned by people who steal money from people's bank accounts. They clone your SIM card, right?
Yes.
So and once the SIM card is, what is cloning, that other SIM card which is illegitimate behaves or poses as if it is the original SIM card.
Hmm.
And the person who is withdrawing money on behalf of the thief that is withdrawing money, the original owner doesn't know.
Doesn't know about it. Yes.
So we know this. So the answer to your question, whether can this be done, we see this happening. SIM cards are cloned.
No, but then this here you have, I mean, if my credit card is cloned by some outsider, there is some way I would come to know that okay, this I mean I would come to know how my credit card has been
You,
misused. But in case of election commission,
only after it has been misused.
yes, after it has been
The
misused.
same thing has happened here. Now that person is saying, I didn't do it. Now he knows, after his SIM card has been misused, that it was misused. What is the
Hmm.
difference, you tell me?
No, so here then there are multiple fakings which are done. There is a fake voter, there is a fake mobile number, there's a cloning of votes also, it seems, which is happening. It's on multiple levels. And
It's
I'm
fake
really not able to
democracy.
understand. No, but how do we explain the viewer that today what Rahul Gandhi has said is something which is very credible? In fact, he went on insisting that what I'm saying is 100% bulletproof proof. That's what he
It
said.
is.
It's in
And
black and white.
as a technologist, I will tell you it is absolutely is. For two, so let's go step by step. One,
Yes.
can the SIM card be cloned so that if my SIM card is cloned, I would not know till it is misused? The answer is yes. We see that in all the accounting frauds that happen,
All
banking
right.
frauds, right? Second, can the voters be deleted online? Yes. By whom? Supposedly by EROs or by people who are only authorized by the election commission as per election commission's own admission today. So public cannot delete. Election commission says, but people who are authorized by the election commission can delete. So that is the second part.
Oh, so
Can they be?
which means does it clear does it then go to show that the deletions are happening at the level of EROs or maybe the BLOs who've been authorized by the election commission and Ganesh
BLOs
Kumar
are not. BLOs are not. According to their manual, BLOs are not. EROs are.
EROs are?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is. It has to happen at that level. That's why I said it shows them even in poorer light.
No, but even
They do,
EROs that can't do this deletion, they can't do a self deletion without having a direction from a centralized authority.
no. The process is very simple. If I use form number 7 and I say that I want Neelu Vyas to be deleted, verification will be done by the BLOs. I'm telling you the process. Verification will be done by the, and this is, as I told you, it is explained in that section. You can read it. I mean, anybody who is a listener can read those sections, and the process is very clear. So BLO will verify and then submit to the ERO the report that yes, this is a valid deletion. Then thereafter, ERO doesn't have to wait for anything. The ERO goes ahead and deletes it. This deletion has to be done online. Even if the chief election commissioner has to delete a voter, forget about ERO, he will have to go online and delete it. You cannot access the server without going online. So saying that they can't do any deletions online is only half truth. Saying that yes, public at large cannot delete anybody online is true as per their manual also. But EROs do it online. So this has to be happening at the level of EROs or at the level of or by the people who have been authorized by the election commission. Because unless election commission gives user ID and password, nobody will be able to take that role where they of the ERO where they can delete people.
No, but if you look at the whole operation in entirety, does it look like a coordinated and well planned operation? Because it's a masking of voters, it's masking of phone numbers, it's masking of epic numbers, it's masking of photo identity cards. It's happening at multiple levels. Does it look like a planned operation? It cannot happen like one here, one
See,
there, and it's happening. If it's happening across the country, then it means it's being pointed out at a very big and a large scale planned operation.
right. So I don't belong to the CID community, so I can't tell you whether it is planned or not. But I can definitely tell you that this cannot be done without election commission giving authorized access to people who are not behaving the way they should behave. This is definite. There is no doubt about this. Whether this is being planned and coordinated or something, I do not know. By the way, I mean,
But you know those little details which Rahul Gandhi pointed out, and that also made everybody think that, oh, this is also possible.
absolutely,
Now, say
absolutely.
for example, this fellow Surikant, whose name he took in the press conference, uh, 12 votes deleted in 14 seconds. Then Nagraj, 2 applications filed in 36 seconds. Is that possible? And that
No,
too 4
no.
a.m. in the morning, and 38 seconds, 2 votes are deleted.
So there are two things. 4 a.m. I do not. I heard him, and I don't think 4
No,
a.m.
there
is
was a time
such.
code. On that particular form, I saw the press conference very carefully. It had a time code which showed that there was a lapse of 38 seconds, and within 38 seconds, 2 deletions happened.
Correct. So there are two issues here. One is 4 a.m. Is it not possible? It is possible. 38 seconds, not possible. 12 seconds to delete between, so many, not possible. You cannot do it. That's for sure, unless it is not done by a single person. If two people do it, I also log in as Neelu Vyas and you also log in as Neelu Vyas and we do two things, it's possible.
And
So
also,
there are
Madhav,
but the problem here is election commission is being so irresponsible. I'm sorry to say that, but they're so irresponsible. Their response should have been okay, and I felt the same after his first conference also. Their response should have been, we will dig this, we'll get to the bottom of it, and we will stop this. Ridiculing him with the kind of evidence he has given, which is absolutely bulletproof, only shows them in a very poor light. I personally, my view as a citizen is that they don't deserve to be in those seats. If they can't carry out their responsibility, they don't deserve to be in those seats at all.
Right.
Their response should have been, okay, he's done us. They should have thanked him for highlighting what is happening and said that, okay, we'll get to the bottom of it and we will let you know how this has happened.
Right.
That is a responsible response.
Right. But is it possible that a third party can really come and hack the EC server? Uh,
It doesn't
I
have to
mean,
be hacked. Why do you think it has to be hacked?
hmm,
If you are the election commission and I am unauthorized, but you give me a user access for the role of the ERO, I don't have to hack your server.
hmm. No, so
I
you
am
mean to say that if the ERO is doing the deletions and
it may not
he's
what I'm
doing it
saying is
on
it
some
may not even be
authorized
what I'm no what I'm saying is it may not even be the ERO. It may be somebody else in the role of ERO. You get my
channel.
point? See,
No, no,
I'm in a bus. I'm in
no,
a
but this
bus.
is isn't this isn't doesn't this look very mysterious that you are saying that maybe it is not even an ERO, it's
Yes,
somebody. This is
yes.
what somebody was pointed out by Rahul Gandhi, that there is someone who is doing this job. Now, who that someone is it some kind of a gang which is doing it? Mean gang, I mean not in the notorious sense, but a group of people who are actually carrying out this process. Now, is it a centralized system from where all this hacking and deletion and masking of voters is happening? I mean, really at my wit's end to understand. And that's why, it'll be better if you can explain as to how this breach of the system is happening.
See, it is not a technical breach. It is a breach of confidence. It is a breach of trust that is happening. See, let me tell you how do the call centers across the world work. Let's say there is a company in the United States or in Europe that has set up a call center in India. Let's say they have two call centers, one in Bangalore and the other one is Pune. Now, these call centers have these firewalls and all these setups, and these call centers have user IDs and passwords that are allocated to them. And those user IDs and passwords, each one of those has a particular role. Some people may be in the programming coding role, some people may be in the testing role, some people may be in the managerial role. They will
But what
do
is
their jobs.
Madhav?
Let me complete this in a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
They will do their job based on the user ID and password and the role attached to it. Now, if I am a manager of such a call center and you are my friend, but you are not employed by the company, but I still give you a user ID and password of my own role. This is the breach of confidence and trust that happens. Then you don't have to necessarily log into the system unauthorized. You are authorized. But as a person, you are not authorized. Your role is authorized. As a person, you are not authorized.
Right. So you're saying that,
You are impersonating me for the
right.
system.
Oh,
You are
I get your
impersonating me.
No, but Rahul Gandhi is continuously stressing on one fact, that this is done in a centralized manner. Now, if it is being done as in a centralized manner, what does it go to? I mean, what does it point at, Madhav?
If it is so, then it obviously is a great conspiracy. It's an entirely. I hate to use that word, but it is an anti-national conspiracy. There could be nothing more anti-Indian than this.
No, so this breach of trust you're saying is completely an insider job of EC.
Yeah, insider job, as I said. See, it is their
As in
duty to
somebody
know.
else
If
the
they
EC.
say, see, that's what I said in the beginning. It is their duty and responsibility to know. If they say we don't know, then they are not fit to be in that role. They are not doing their job.
Hmm.
Let's say, I am even willing to say that okay, somebody did it without their knowledge. But then that's why I said the responsible response should have been, we will get to the bottom of this and we will bring the culprits to the book. That is a responsible response. If they say that this is not happening, then they are lying to us. This is happening, that there is proof, and this data must be available on their servers. It has to be available technically.
Right. So if you're saying that this data has to be available on the server, so from after this press conference, what do you think should be the questions which should be raised? First of all, if he's talking, if Rahul Gandhi has pointed out at call center, then obviously where is this call center? Is it inside the Election Commission building of the Nirvachan Sadan in New Delhi, the headquarters? That is the first question. What is this software which is being used? Now the curiosity levels are rising as to what is this software which is being used to do such a mass scale vote theft. So how does one take this case forward now? Rahul
So
Gandhi is not even saying that he's going to the courts. He has
I
said,
think,
my job is to put forward the criminality, because one of the reporters asked him today that you have
yeah,
been raising the questions, but election commission is not responding. So he said, "Mera kaam hai criminality ko dikhana." This is what he said. But how
absolutely.
does one, as a layman or as a common man who is the recipient of this loads of information, which is that everybody's end which ends and everybody's perplexed about it, that this can happen? How does one process this information now? And from
See,
here
the
on, what
first
do
step.
we talk
So the
about?
first step was the right question that Rahul Gandhi asked. Tell us, where is it coming from? Which is the IP address? Then you know with the geographical location, and then you can start investigating. And that's what
Yes.
CID asked, and it's absolutely right. Second step is whether it is, it's a conspiracy or not, will depend on. See, first thing is you can have a software doing this, but you don't necessarily need a software. If there are 50 people sitting in a room or in an area, and they are doing this, let's say maybe 5 minutes per deletion, how much time will it take to delete 6,000? It's easy math,
Yes.
right? In a minute, if 50 people are doing it, for each one 5 minutes, in a minute 10, for 6,600 minutes, which is about 10 hours. You don't even need to invest in a software. But
Hmm.
the point is, the investigation has to start. The investigation has to point, and it has to be absolutely responsible investigation, genuine, responsible investigation, with an intent to stop this menace,
No,
to
but
bring the
then,
culprits to the book.
Madhav, everything boils down to the fact that who will investigate? We have the criminality before us. Who's going to investigate? It's the Election Commission's job to actually
Exactly.
investigate this matter. I had spoken, in fact, on this very platform, I had interviewed former CEC OP Rawat. Before that, I interviewed SY Qureshi. All of them are saying that if there are doubts, Election Commission should form a committee and look into the matter. But they have closed
Exactly.
the door. And immediately after the press conference, they came out with a clarification with a PIB, sorry, with an ECI fact check that no, these kind of deletions can never happen. Now, I mean, what does one say then? How will this matter be investigated?
See, on multiple interviews on the EVM and election related things, I've always said that the cornerstone of democracy is trust and transparency. Trust is the cornerstone. Trust cannot be built without transparency. The unfortunate part is election commission is completely opaque. And
That's
another
where the
thing I
problem.
don't understand is, if this is a fight between Congress and election commission, why does any other political party get into it?
But
No
for
political
a
party should
second,
get into it.
no, absolutely. EC is it's very opaque. There is no two ways about it. But the point is, if you have to give a little benefit of doubt to Mr. Ganesh Kumar and the Election Commission, can there be even the remotest possibility that apparently EC is in the dark of what is happening? I'm saying a remote chance that EC
Very
does
hard to
know.
believe. Very, very hard to believe, for two reasons. Even technically, see, every server, there is something called as load balancing and load detection.
Hmm, hmm.
I don't want to get into technical details again, but if there is an inordinate amount of flow of data from any particular location, and these inordinate things are not decided by manually, they are always calculated. So they, that average, hourly average, daily average, day of the week, day of the month, there are so many averages that a server keeps. If there is anything beyond it or anything too low, the server alerts the server managers. These reports are called exception reporting, and exception reporting happens very regularly on any worthwhile server. So
No, but if
if
it is such a big conspiracy, Madhav, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but will election commission really part with this kind of a data if the criminality is to that level, which is being pointed out and alleged by Rahul Gandhi? Will they ever part with this kind of a data? All these things which have been demanded by the Karnataka CID, whether it is the destination IP or the device destination port or the OTP trails, will, if they are really in the dock, and if they really have committed this conspiracy, do you think that they will ever part with this kind of a data? They will will they not keep it close to the chest? Because
see
it's going
the
to a Pandora's box.
two things, your guess is as good as mine. Second, if they have not done it in last 13 months or whatever that time period is,
Hmm.
what is the reason why we should believe that they will do it now?
Yeah.
But they should. But they should. They are, see, they take salary from public money, taxpayers money. Their allegiance is to the Indian state, that is the country. It is to the constitution. They are interested, they are a third party, neutral, uh, trustee of this process. They have to behave like those. They have to be very responsible, they have to be very responsive, they have to be very, another thing is, they also have to be very, um, they should not be egotistic. I see a lot of ego there.
Yeah.
Who are you to ask me? Come on. You are, after all, an Indian, just like all of us. You happen to be in that chair. It gives you more authority, but with that comes a lot of responsibility. So, are you doing your job right? If you are not, then you are not worthy of it. Very simple.
But then the whole thing boils down to the fact that even if exposes like these are made, as what is being done by Rahul Gandhi, and no other political party has done such a graphic and detailed work so far. I mean, people have been talking about voter deletions. A lot of work has been done by Vote for Democracy, but this kind of a graphic presentation being done by a political party, I think it's happening for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. But how will you process this? These exposes, if the election commission has thought of just closing its eyes to everything, then no matter how many exposes may happen, how many hydrogen bombs Rahul Gandhi drops, it's not going to make a difference at all. So,
Yeah.
what
So
is it?
I'm happy that you mentioned.
That's my last question.
I'm happy that you mentioned Vote for Democracy, because a lot of work, they really are doing a lot of work,
They
even
have,
behind the
yes,
scenes, even
yes,
behind the scenes right now.
right.
Second thing is, see, ultimately, as we hope, people of India should realize what is happening, and the only way to stop this uh, menace is to make sure that people who are not qualified, people, not just necessarily qualification of paper, not by qualification I don't mean graduates and postgraduates and all that, qualified even in terms of their moral fabric, in terms of their integrity, in terms of their genuine love for the country and the democracy that we have, and the genuine legacy that we have of thousands of years. Such people should not be, both, they should not let these people be appointed in any role, in any role, be it the courts, be it the election commission, or be it the politicians. People have to, after all, stand up and say enough is enough. We will protect our democracy. That's the only way that I can at least see.
Well, it's an eye-opening press conference, and again, it forces you to think as to what is really happening with the entire voting process, what is really happening with the votes you are casting. It does put on. I mean, everybody's forced to now put on their thinking cap. How this matter is going to be investigated, I have really no clue. But yes, it is an eye-opening moment for our democracy in the country. Thank you so much, Madhav Arvind Deshpande, for joining on the Federal. Thank you.
My pleasure.